Hello Libra, welcome to my channel. Victoria here at Radiant Moon Tarot. This is your lunar eclipse reading. This is for the full moon in Scorpio occurring on the 15th or the 16th of May, depending on where you are in the world. This is bringing with it some very intense energy. Okay, with this being in the sign of Scorpio, there's a lot of emotions that come up to the surface. Perhaps something that you had thought you dealt with may come back around. The eclipses tend to bring us some surprises that way. The energy of the full moon is amplified whenever we get the eclipses. So full moons, of course, are about completions, the end of a cycle, making decisions. You may be getting some bursts of clarity, those epiphany moments. You may also be feeling a little bit tired and drained, a little bit more emotional than usual. And if that's the case, try and connect with nature. Water is very cleansing, very spiritual, and very calming and soothing as well. So if you have any kind of bodies of water anywhere near you, anywhere around you, that may kind of soothe your soul a little bit, or a bubble bath might be nice too. But this lunar eclipse here is falling in your second house, and your second house has to do. It's ruled by Taurus, which of course we had a Taurus new moon at the beginning of the month. That was a partial solar eclipse. Okay, so that kick-started eclipse season. The energies of the eclipses really do set the tone, the theme for about the next 6 months or so. The energy lasts for quite a while, and with this being in your second house, ruled by Taurus, this is really all about your material world, your work, your income, how you make your money, also about the things you value, your habits, all of those things that kind of affect your foundation. Okay, so you might be looking to make some change. Perhaps there's been some doubts or insecurities that you've been dealing with, and things may start to fall into place for you now, okay? And if not, you may be having some important conversations, okay, with yourself or with others that are around you. And you may be looking to make some sort of improvements or some sort of changes. Now, we do also have Mercury in retrograde all throughout the rest of the month of May until the beginning of June. So you may want to, because the eclipses aren't enough, right? Sudden changes and surprises and emotions and things aren't enough, right? We also have to have a retrograde. So just be a little bit cautious with your communication if there is something, a very emotional conversation or discussion that you have to have. Perhaps make yourself some notes or something first, just to kind of keep you a little bit on track. Try and refrain from getting that last word in a nice, otherwise healthy debate. Sometimes we just need to be a little bit more cautious with that. But at the same time, the eclipses could bring about huge spiritual awakenings for some of you. Okay, so this could certainly be your time to step it up a notch when it comes to your spiritual self. Okay, meditations, you'll probably get some answers, maybe even have, some awakenings, your third eye, all of those things. So certainly a very spiritual kind of energy that's coming in here, as it always is with the moon anyway, but again, at a lot of intensity. So we have the surrender card coming in here, and the surrender energy here is very similar to Hanged Man energy. Okay, it's also a little bit similar here to the Hermit energy as well. All right, sometimes we need to take a step back. We need to think about things. Okay, where do we want to go? What do we want to do? Okay, sometimes we need to really connect with our spiritual self, and we just need to go with the flow a little bit. But this is also about letting go. And that's a huge, huge theme with this eclipse and this full moon energy, is letting go, finding forgiveness, finding healing. And we say that all the time. Yes, we do. Okay, but quite often, new fears or worries or doubts come to surface. Or, in our wonderful human experience, we think that we've sometimes dealt with some old energy, old feelings, and then sometimes things come bubbling up to the surface again, because humans do have a tendency to sweep things under the rug a little bit. And it's like, yep, I've dealt with it because I can't see it anymore. So this could really be that time where you're really severing some energetic cords there, severing some ties. But of course, this is also where you're taking a step back and you're being a little bit more in the flow of the universe as well. So perhaps there is something in your present world that you need to let go of, right? Sometimes, especially if we're dealing with money or partnerships or something in our career path, even something in the home, Sometimes we just need to let something go. We need to take the high road. We need to be a little bit open to other people's experiences or other people's ideas or those kind of things, right? But ultimately, we just need to kind of be like, you know what? I'm not going to engage in this area. I'm going to take a step back. Okay, we also have acceptance coming in here. Acceptance, it's a tricky energy, isn't it? We like to control the outcome of everything. We like to think that we could have done something differently, right? We quite often do look back on past experiences or experiences in our present world as well, where, we're like, I should have done this, or what would have happened if this worked out differently? How come this happened to me? Railing at the fates. And sometimes we just need to step into the energy of accepting what has been, accepting that something has happened or something has not worked out, accepting something in our present world, right? There's things that we can change and there's things that we cannot change. And this comes with people as well, right? Sometimes people enter relationships and they want to change everything, right? It's like, well, this person is, 70% what I want, but I think I can fix the rest. Sometimes we just need to have that level of acceptance, right? And, I was reading a story. It had to do with Aunt Jemima or something. Anyways, I don't know, kind of a little bit of a tangent there. And, people are bringing up, all these kind of things, cancel culture and race and all these kind of things. And, it's funny because I remember very quite vividly when I was a kid, we never thought about, who Aunt Jemima was or where she came from or anything like that. She was just Aunt Jemima. And, it's probably kind of, I think there's some sordid backstory with that. So I'm sure someone might lambaste me there for that. But the point is that we didn't think about anything. We met a person and they were just a person. We didn't think about their background, their culture, their skin color, nothing like that, right? And, even if you think back when you were a kid, right, you're trying to learn to ride your bike, you fall off and you're like, oh man, that hurt. And you just get back up and you just keep going, right? You don't let anything linger, right? You're just a little bit more accepting of things, right? And as we get older, as we get to be adults, we do tend to overthink and overanalyze a lot of things. So that level of understanding or acceptance or just really just accepting things for what they are. It's like, okay, this happened. You know what? That was unfortunate that didn't work out, but you know what? Onward and upward, right? Your current circumstances, pandemic, right? A lot of people, we tend to get sucked into all of these things that happen in our world that we cannot change. We need to be aware of them. We need to know that they're around us. If we're called upon to help or anything like that, then we're ready, willing, and able. But sometimes there's things that happen around us that we cannot do anything about. We just need to accept that they're there and we need to get on with our day. So try not to get in that vortex kind of thing. So perhaps there's something here that you just need to accept for what it is at face value and not overthink or overanalyze anything any further. So it's quite the deep card. Anyways, so we've got the Two of Cups right in the middle there. We've got the Temperance card, very nice, bringing in some healing energy. We've got the Sun, bringing in some happiness and joy. The Four of Wands, and some celebration energy. And we've got the Three of Cups. So this is actually some beautiful energy that is coming in here for you. So right in the middle, this is something hidden, something that you're not seeing. There may be some sort of connection that is around you, okay, that you might not have met somebody yet, okay? You could have a new romantic interest. You could have, love that's blossoming in your life. You may even have some sort of proposal or something, okay? The Two of Cups is also a connection with your higher self as well, okay? So you could have an offer somewhere, okay, or you could have a friend, all right? But this is things coming in together in balance, in harmony, in alignment for you, all right? So, but you may not necessarily be aware of it right now. So there's potential here if you're looking to mend a rift with somebody or to deepen a connection with somebody, okay, then there is this potential here. You may not necessarily be seeing it at the moment, okay? This can certainly just be what's coming in. But I think your spiritual self is awakening here as well. But I also think here that you may have a bit of a surprise coming in here, okay? Because, possibly someone from your past, okay? Or maybe you get a second chance at something. The eclipses sometimes do bring about second chances, as does that retrograde. So you may have a second chance at something that perhaps you had given up on. And so now maybe you can have another go at it. Okay, so be open and be a little bit receptive to things that come your way. That surrender energy, just go with the flow and allow things to unfold exactly as they should, because what is hidden here, what you may not be seeing right now, is super duper positive with that Two of Cups coming in. Okay, it can bring in some healing here as well, especially if there's been some disconnect or some area in your life that's out of balance in some way. And I know you don't really like that. Okay, being out of balance, it's like, oh, I don't like it. Okay, so you may have a chance to bring something back together, okay, or restore balance and harmony in your world in some way. Celebrate. Think positive. The Four of Wands shows here that, when we are engaging in high vibe energies, miracles happen. Four of Wands is a solid foundation for you, okay? A great, really good base for you. It's also one of higher level of commitment. So perhaps you may have a higher level of commitment in some area of your world coming in. Certainly can be about relationships there, but can also be about your work as well, okay? And, especially if you've got any creative talents or anything like that, but perhaps there's been something not quite right in your workplace, and now you either have the opportunity to find something new, or perhaps mend a situation and restore a little bit of equilibrium there. But the Four of Wands is that reminder there to think positively, okay? What are you thinking of? What do you want? What are you hoping for? What are you manifesting into your life? And, because there's some very joyous energy coming in here for you, there's a cause for celebration. And so we need to keep that positive mindset. All right. This is also Spirit saying that really focus on where you feel strong. Okay. Focus on creating a good, solid foundation with whatever area in your life is most prevalent at the moment. Okay. Your workplace, your home life, all of those things. Where is your sense of stability and security? Okay. Because if there's any kind of cracks in that right now, or if you're not quite where you want to be, then there's changes and improvements that are available for you, right? There always is, but sometimes we just need to be in the right energy for that. Okay, but the Four of Wands shows celebration, abundance, okay, is one of success, but it's also known as the 1111 card, also the halfway to marriage card as well, a higher level of commitment in some area or relationship or workplace. Okay, so with that being that 1111 card, either something new or improved is very much attainable for you right now. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart, be willing to make some change, okay, and be willing to, have a bit more understanding of something, okay, but also accept things as they are and don't question it, don't doubt it. Okay, so, and don't overanalyze or overthink something, right? We need to go with the flow. We don't want to block anything. We just want to, welcome all this positive energy that is coming in. What you are releasing, we've got the Three of Cups. Now, perhaps here, because we do look at this particular one from both angles and both sides. Okay, perhaps there's been some disappointment. Something hasn't quite worked out the way that you want it to. The Three of Cups is a very social card. It's your social networks, your friends, your family, even your work colleagues. Okay, and so with here, possibly something hasn't gone well in one of those areas. Maybe you had some bad news. Perhaps something from your past hasn't worked out. Maybe you have a friendship that has run its natural course and you may need to let go of that. Okay, and this full moon really does bring about that letting go energy for bringing about some healing and some relief. So if you are perhaps have some sort of relationship, okay, something in your environment that has run its course, there's nothing left to give, it's not happy anymore, it's not a good connection anymore. If you don't feel as though you can repair that, then perhaps it's time to kind of part ways. And that doesn't necessarily mean walking up to somebody and say, hey, you know what, I don't think I want you in my life anymore, hasta la vista. It's not really like that. People tend to drift away. sometimes, right? We lose that connection a little bit. Not everybody is meant to have that closeness with us for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Sometimes it's for a couple of years, one and done. Sometimes, there's really nothing wrong with the relationship, but we're just not feeling that connection. That quite often happens when we are growing as people, right? We have a deeper level of understanding of ourselves. We're connecting with our spiritual side. We're making changes in our environment. And sometimes those connections just aren't there anymore. We're just a different person. Even though if you were to say, run into this person in a restaurant, you'd be like, hey, how's it going? There's nothing really wrong. So there may be something in that world that's changing for you as well. But the Three of Cups here can also show as a release, okay, because it is a very social card, okay, and it is one of, for me, it quite often comes up as like a happy hour card, right, getting together with, friends and things like that, and, clinking a glass and so there may be an area for some of you there where perhaps you've been socializing too much and not focusing on your relationships or focusing on what you want to create in your life. And the thing is, when we spend too much time socializing, when that gets out of hand, we get out of balance a little bit, right? So, sometimes we're afraid to be alone or, things like that, right? Sometimes we don't quite want to spend a lot of time with ourselves, right? Especially if you've been, locked up for a long time, so to speak. Okay. And now it's like, woohoo, I'm out. And, you may have a tendency to go a little bit overboard with that. Okay. But I think here you may also have a fear of socialization at the moment as well. Okay. And, meeting new people, getting back together with friends and family again, especially if you've gone into hermit mode for a while, it can be hard getting back out there again, but Spirit's kind of encouraging you to go back out the door. New opportunities are opening up for you for healing, for restoring balance and harmony, perhaps repairing a situation. Everything in moderation comes in here with the Temperance card. So perhaps you're finding new ways to do things, okay? Or perhaps you are finding, discovering within yourself what your limits are, what your boundaries are, okay? But the Temperance card brings in a lot of spiritual energy to your situation, okay? And, you could certainly have some sort of spiritual growth that is coming in here for you, okay? So you may get those epiphany moments, all right? But you may also just really be seeing your true potential, okay? Because when we do have this Temperance energy here, this really is your spirits, angels, and guides helping you, leading you, guiding you, protecting you every minute along the way. So engaging in some meditation may be very, very beneficial for you. But the Temperance card again comes in and helps you restore some balance in your world, okay? So the Two of Cups, some balance there perhaps, okay? So this could certainly be some healing within a relationship. This could be some healing or restoration of balance within you, but this can also be leveling up on your spiritual self, your spiritual side as well. And again, as we do that, our priorities change a little bit. The Sun, though, be positive, be optimistic, make the best of what you have been given. Be thankful and grateful for everything that you have right now, everything that you've experienced in your past, and then be positive and optimistic that you are living your best life, and that even if you're not where you want to be right now, that there's a lot of things blossoming and growing in your life. The Sun card showing up in your reading, the Sun is the happiest energy in the entire deck. It does represent success. It represents some enlightenment. It represents family and friends and the things that make us happy in our world, our inner happiness, our outer happiness, all of these things. But it also is the power of positive thinking that comes in here with this Sun card, right? And of course, the positive thinking, when we think positively, it doesn't always mean that everything's going to go our way, but it does change how we deal with things that don't, or how we deal with things that aren't where we want them to be, because we're looking at the bright side of life. We're looking at the bright side of things. Okay. So what gives you happiness and joy? Where is your bliss? All right. Even if you have something here that you're dealing with, perhaps you need to come to terms with something. All right. That level of acceptance there. Be grateful, okay, for everything that you have experienced. Because when we are When we are grateful and when we are accepting, we are very much in the flow of the universe. We're very much in the flow. We're restoring some balance in ourselves. And when we are grateful for things that have occurred in our life and the things that we have right now, okay, then we do get more wonderful things blossoming in our world as well. The sun brings about abundance, positivity, and joy. Okay, it also brings about creativity, right? And we also have these cups energy here, the Four of Wands, maybe giving some inspiration. So perhaps there's some creative gifts and talents that you have that you can tap into. All right. There's again this spiritual growth here. So maybe you can do something with that. What do you want to create with that? Okay. Can you maybe make a living on the side using your spiritual gifts and talents, right? You never know what may open up for you, what may transpire. So go with the flow, be open to new kind of things, new suggestions. But I think here that there's either a balance being restored somewhere. There may be a rift that is getting healed here with this Two of Cups for you, okay? Or again, a deeper level of understanding in some area of your world, that leveling up with your spiritual self. But certainly some wonderful positive energy that is coming in through your reading. So let's see what else here. With the sun there, the sun does bring about success and abundance. Okay, and your second house has to deals with all of that. So you could certainly be getting some really good news, or perhaps those doors of opportunity to make more money, or do something that you love while also making money are opening up for you there. So let's see what else we have here. And we have patience coming in here, bringing you Archangel Michael, guiding you, leading you, helping you along your path, along your journey. Archangel Michael can certainly help you with some spiritual growth there, but this is calling for a little bit of patience. Sometimes we do have patience, right? The temperance energy here, everything in moderation, okay, but also bringing in that patience and that healing as well. All right. And, Archangel Michael really reminds you here today that not everything happens in an instant. Sometimes we have things that we need to process, we need to experience before we find what we want, okay, or before we get what we were looking for. All right. And, there's a lot of things have to happen, okay, especially the 1111 card there, the Four of Wands. A lot of things have to happen. A lot of things have to line up for you to get for your manifestations to come into your physical world. So patience is a virtue, okay, and patience is something that we need to embrace. All right, and we do have that surrender energy there as well, right? We can't control, we can't obsess over every little thing. And when we are open and receptive, we're just kind of going through, and we're ready to take action on opportunities, or we're ready to make some change, but we're also not trying to really hang on to the reins and trying to keep control. So some patience in some area may really be beneficial for you. We have Archangel Sandalphon coming in here with love. For one, love of self. Self-love, self-care. You got to look out for number one. It is not selfish to look out for yourself. It is not selfish to love yourself or to take care of your own needs first. Okay. When we do that, we are more aligned to help others. So be open with yourself, okay? This is a time of healing, a time of personal growth for you, and the love energy that you show other people, you are also deserving of love. So when we get this particular card, that could be a blossoming of love in your life, okay? You may be really focusing on yourself, right? Showing yourself some self-love. There may be new connections, as we already see, that are coming in here as well. And this could be new friendships, new romantic connections coming in here, okay, or things being taken up to the next level as well, okay. But when we have this love is the highest vibration of all. And when we exhibit love, and when we be love, and we give love, and we practice love, all right, then we get all of that flowing back to us, right? That gratitude, right? That being thankful for things, right? So it's that all of that high vibe, beautiful energy that is all flowing around you, opening new doors and really giving you a little bit of inner peace, I think, here as well, but also, of course, bringing in some healing for you as well there with Sandalphon. So Archangel Michael, and Archangel Sandalphon are both here, giving you some guidance and some support. And, with some spiritual energy there with the Temperance card, Sagittarian energy, by the way, you may really benefit from doing some meditations with those archangels there. Okay, you probably get a little bit of clarity, I think, there. Okay, you may even get some sort of interesting visions. All right, I'm going to leave that there for you guys because I think there's some wonderful things that are blossoming in your world. So I hope there was something here that resonated with you in some way. If there was, please don't forget to hit like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.